These are hard times. Even the best of us can find ourselves in need of a helping hand. In Southeast Arkansas, you have so many people in your corner here to help you be the best you can be. Whether you need temporary shelter, an encouraging word, assistance with expenses, or even a place to find community. Children can feel loved and valued, both inside and out of the classroom. We're here to help the whole family, because strong families make stronger communities. Because of you, we can stand united to make a difference that reaches generations.
When I was in 6th grade, I was in this talent show, and Mr. Liddell, he was my music teacher, and he's like, "You're gonna audition for this part." And I'm like, "No, I'm not." And he was like this heavyset man, and he was real tall, and his degrees and stuff, they're in music, and he's directed the orchestra in Massachusetts somewhere, and he pulled me up to him, and he's like, "You're gonna do this part because I said you're gonna do this part." And so I'm crying, tears are just running down my face in music class. And he makes me open up this book and sing. And he's like, "Portia, you're a singer." And I've always had some level of not feeling good enough, if that makes sense, inside of me. But I always can hear Mr. Liddell say, "You're a singer." That was my first show, and I still sing. That moment brought me to The Color Purple, and before that, Cinderella, which was absolutely magical. I kill him dead before I let him or anybody beat me. Okay. I'm strolling on Facebook, and I kind of saw a post that said something like auditions for Cinderella, but I just hurry up and strolled by it. Fast forward, it was Monday now. I missed the auditions. I'm cool. I don't have to worry about doing this show. I'm driving down the street, and I literally hear something say, "Go to the Arts and Science Center and audition." And I'm like, I'm not going unless I find somebody to go with me. One of my friends, Tiana Williams, is driving down the street, and I'm like, I'm honking the horn. And I say, "Hey, pull over and go over here to the Arts and Science Center with me." So we just come in unprepared, no music. I've never even been to an audition before. I didn't know what to expect. And it's like a panel of judges, like American Idol, sitting there, and they're like, "Well, do you want to sing anything from the show?" And I'm like, "Well, I know Cinderella, the movie, but I know, why would a fella want a girl like her?" And that's the song I sang. I left, went home, I was sitting on my couch watching a movie, and I keep getting this phone call from Lindsay Collins. I'm like, "Who's Lindsay Collins?" Ignore. Then they call again. And it's 10 p.m. Who is this calling my phone? And then Casey Rowland calls. He's like, "Answer the phone. They're trying to cast you for this show and you won't even answer." So Lindsay calls. She's like, "Hey, I want you to be a part of this cast." The very best experience ever. We have this phrase, "There is magic in the theater." That was all I needed. It was magic in the theater, it was magic in the dressing rooms, it was magic in the crowd. like we got to show Pine Bluff that there's so much talent right in this city. I feel like I owe ASC so much as it relates to my journey moving forward. If I never walked into this place, on this stage, the Bellamy, 30 years in the game, this place has been here 30 years. This year, I don't think that I would be like 6 shows ahead. I know I'm just not here just because it's something fun to do, being a big girl, a dark-skinned girl, a loudmouth girl. In this world, am I accepted? You know, and the truth is, I am. And if there are any other girls out there like me and you feel like this is something that you want to do, you are accepted. You told Hoppo to beat me? I loves Hoppo. God knows I do. But I'd kill him dead before I let him or anybody beat me.
Fellas, let's talk about it. Your life is similar to fishing. Fishing is a challenge. I just caught a largemouth bass, about 6 to 7 pounds the other day. It was cold outside, it was 15 degrees. It was a challenge, knowing which bait to use. And life is gonna be the same way. When you're just actually going out fishing like I do, you're throwing out to the water, you can't see in the water, you're hoping that there's a fish down there, and you're hoping that one of these baits that I used before entices the fish to bite. Well, it's the same thing with your life. You have to figure out, how do you actually win? The bass wins if what? He thinks he's getting a meal. The fisherman wins if they think, what? If I catch the bass. I know that every time I go fishing, I may or may not catch anything, but I enjoy the journey. So that's the first thing you gotta do. You have to enjoy your journey because you only have one life to live. So you have to enjoy the journey. And so even if I don't catch fish on a particular day, I can think about things like, did I use the right bait? Am I using the right method? Am I fishing too slow? Am I fishing too fast? So it's a challenge. You know, it's a challenge I enjoy. And I think that's how you gotta look at life. Life is a challenge. But to be successful, you have to go through challenges. Looking at life from a standpoint of, oh, poor me, all things don't happen the way I want them to happen. No, you have to, as a man, you have to man up. And that's one of the things that I think we have to address, is that when we have problems and we need to address something, let's man up and think about it. And if you need help, like I said before, if you need help, get help. Because I believe we as a people have enough brain power to solve any problem that we have in the world. And that's the same thing I use when I'm fishing. And like I said, some days you're gonna catch them, some days you're not. You have to keep on fishing. So you can't stop fishing. Because if you stop fishing, then you definitely won't catch any fish.
They holding down the block. They doing it big in Little Rock. If your stomach gon' eat and you need your food to be fine, call them up and tell them, hey, how you doing? I need a certified pie. They holding down the block. They doing it big in Little Rock. If your stomach gon' eat and you need your food to be fine, call them up and tell them, hey, how you doing? I need a certified pie.
Hey y'all, you hear that? That means it's time to eat. Welcome to Cooking with Chef Key, and I am Chef Key, short for Kiara. Let's get to cooking today. You're gonna love this. So what we have for you guys today is we're gonna do a creamy shrimp and mushroom pasta. Sounds good, right? I know. Let me show you what's in it. So we're gonna have Parmesan cheese. We got heavy whipping cream. We have some fresh sage here. We got some mushrooms that's already sliced. Hey, if you don't know how to slice mushrooms, get the ones that's already cut in the store. Don't work hard. Simple today is what we're going for, okay? I got some seasoning, so I got black pepper. I got some garlic powder, onion powder. It's some Mrs. Dash back here, so that's for you guys that probably don't like a lot of salt. You can use Mrs. Dash. I got some seasoning salt for those ones that do like salt. We got some fresh shrimp here, yellow cut onions. I got some cooking wine. I also have a couple of tabs of butter here. Pasta, we have some fettuccine pasta. Also have some fresh minced garlic. And the last thing we have is some chicken base. I'll tell you guys what that is later on, and we're gonna use it in our pasta. So let's get to cooking. I already have a pot on the stove with water. It's already hot and ready to go. You never wanna cook pasta without water at a rolling boil. So as you can see the steam here, we at a rolling boil. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little bit of seasoning salt, and we're gonna salt our water, okay? Every layer of your food should be seasoned. Why? Because we don't want anything bland around here. It's flavor town. We want everything to taste good. So season every layer of your food, right? So we put salt in our water. We're gonna take our pasta. So while our pasta is cooking, it's probably take about 15 to 17 minutes to cook. We're gonna work on our sauce. So the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna grab our onions that's already been chopped. Have a little olive oil here. And so put a little olive oil in your pan. A key trick, if you just want that flavor in there, again, we have that onion powder. So if you don't want that fresh onion, you don't have to add it. But once you cook it down, and you will see that in a second, we're gonna cook it down with a little garlic, you won't be able to taste it. Another rule of thumb, chop it smaller if you don't like it. That way you can hide it in the food. And if your kids don't like it, they won't see it. And you just wanna saute it. So all saute means is to saute or cook something at a high heat with a oil, with a butter. So now our onions are translucent, right where we need them to be. We're gonna take our garlic. What we're gonna do now is just saute those onions and garlic together. If you can smell that, it smells amazing. Just call your family about 15 minutes and tell them we having Italian tonight, okay? The red wine we talked about earlier, we're gonna add that to the pan and deglaze the pan. We're just taking all of those bits of onion and garlic that's cooked down, and it's gonna bring it all up off the bottom of the pan. So it's bringing that flavor into the sauce that we're getting ready to build, okay? We're gonna turn our heat up just a little bit. We're gonna add our mushrooms in. So now we're gonna drain our pasta. Because we cooked it fresh, we're gonna keep that pasta hot. I just wanna put a touch of oil in there because our sauce is not quite ready. So I'm gonna put a little oil in there so it won't stick. So our pasta is ready to go. We're gonna let that sit and finish our sauce. So now that our red wine has reduced, the next thing I'm gonna do, we're gonna add our heavy cream, okay? I have about 2 cups of heavy cream here. And you can actually add more. I like a saucy pasta. So we're gonna let that get hot and then we'll add the rest of our seasonings. But one thing I can add right now is that chicken base we were talking about. So I know you guys probably heard of chicken stock before. So that's a liquid form, right? So here it's just a paste form, but it adds an amazing depthness of flavor. Okay, great. I was tasting to see if we need to add any more chicken base, because with cooking, you can always add, but you can never take away. You always want to add a little at a time first until you can develop those flavors that you like. So I have some Parmesan cheese here. So that Miss Dash we're gonna add. We're gonna add all of that. We have some pepper. We're gonna add that pepper and that garlic powder, onion powder. And I have a little seasoned salt, so just a touch, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and add our fresh sage in. Next thing we're gonna do is add our shrimp. You can add your shrimp right in raw. They're gonna cook quick. Also add that fresh spinach at the end, because again, we already chopped that down. So we don't want it to be wilted down too bad. And then we're gonna add 1 squeeze of lemon. That's gonna bring out that brightness that we need from the dish. We got some heavy flavors, which is that sage and that cream. So that lemon juice will bring some brightness and some more freshness to the dish. And y'all, here we go. You got that creamy shrimp and mushroom pasta. You see all those flavors. You see all that mushroom, the garlic, the onions, y'all, everything. Guess what? It's time to eat. Jakari! You hungry?
Yeah, I am a little hungry.
All right. I'll cook. You want some pasta?
Yeah, I do.
You ready? Okay, let's try it.
Thank you. No, it's smell the face though.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You see what's talking about.
Good.
Ain't no cap. It's fire.
It's fire.
I'll be back. It's fire.
What's cap? What's that? I guess that's something these kids are saying these days. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. He's going to eat. I'm about to eat too. Signing off with Chef Key. See y'all later.
The name of the boxing club is Aziz Boxing Club. And I've been coaching boxing for 11 years. I started off with gloves, not guns, first. And then I created my own boxing club, Aziz Boxing Club, Gladiator for God. After they get out of school, they don't have anything to do to keep them busy. And that gives them plenty of time to, run the streets, get in trouble. Because a lot of kids are easily persuaded. And if they don't have anything to keep them active, like basketball, football, anything of that such nature, they have a tendency to be misled. I talk to them about the Word of God as well. I teach them how to pray, give them words of encouragement, and try to strengthen them in the areas that they're weak. We do fundraisers, we do a lot of activities outside. We also did basketball as well and won a cup of championship in basketball. So we try not to make it everything all about boxing. Normally when we go out of state, we go to the matches, but like I might take them to like museums, other stuff. So, because a lot of kids don't get out of Arkansas, a lot of kids don't even get out of Pine Bluff, Arkansas. But just taking them somewhere, seeing the expressions on their face, they get to do something special. And sometimes these kids grow up to be leaders, instead of followers. So, it's always been a great privilege working with these kids, passing on something that you used to do. A lot of us forget where we come from. And we come from the same community. If we don't give back to the community, we're not helping out. Parents that have kids that are not doing anything, come on down to the Merrill Center. We have more than one type of program that we offer. We have jiu-jitsu over here as well. We have boxing. We have other programs in the community center they have to offer. So I think it'd be something great for the kids for after school.
Because I grew up there, so it's super personal for me. How are you?
All right, I thought about you this morning.
You find yourself face to face with police, about to get arrested and go to jail. Do you know your rights? We hear it all the time. You have the right to remain silent, and you have a right to an attorney. As a former prosecutor, I cannot tell you how many times cases were won and lost based upon what you said. So, shh, remain quiet. Everything that you say can and will be used against you. Officer, respectfully, I don't want to answer your questions right now. I would like to speak to my attorney. Once you tell them that you would like to speak to an attorney or like to have an attorney present, they can't ask you any more questions. The questions by law have to stop. And that is when you need to call Merchant King Law. Call Merchant King Law at 501-255-6678. Know your rights.
Morning devotion and meditation and inspiration. Did you brush your teeth?
Yeah.
Okay. Your breakfast at the microwave? Okay. Okay, wear your jacket. She just need a hoodie? Well, why you got your big coat on? Come on. Get up. Get your lunch. Here, your breakfast. Your breakfast. It ain't lunchtime. Get your breakfast. You sure you ain't gonna take your hat? Your jacket. I'm just asking. Boots in hand. I am Letitia Brunson, council member for Ward 1. This is me in the day, in the life. I'm gonna send this email real quick. Okay, so let's talk about how I ended up back in Pine Bluff. I'm from Pine Bluff, went to school here from kindergarten to high school to college, so Pine Bluff, born and raised, has always just been my thing. I came back because, for one, I came back to work for my university, my HBCU, where I went to school, and in my mind I felt like I would always come back home, but I thought I would be like 60 and I was gonna come back and teach and, you know, be retired. But I came back at 38 and I came back into the position of the assistant HR director here. I needed Pine Bluff more than I think, you know, that I thought it needed me. You know, I think coming back home has reignited some things in me that I had let simmer down. When I was away, I've had some great experiences. I've worked for the world's largest retailer. We all know who that is. And it gave me some experience in human resources and compliance and people. And when I came back, I was able to use those resources to be influential in people, policy, and change in what I do here. The work that I do is worth it. Even on the bad days, I'm still thankful and grateful that the people in the city of Pine Bluff and Ward 1 chose me to lead them, because I grew up there, so it's super personal for me. How are you?
All right, you know, I thought about you early this morning.
We must have been on each other's heart. I said, I got to call Miss K. I was gonna actually come by there today and see what you was talking about and get a picture. If you was okay with that. Are you at home?
Yeah. No, I'm at Walmart.
You at Walmart? You know, I can still come. I'll come by there. Have you had any flooding? Did you see it? Did you have any flooding over there?
No, everything is fine so far.
Okay, I just wanted to check in with you. Now, that's why it's important to check in with your constituents, because the problem is solved and I don't have to go out today, but I'm glad we got on the phone and connected and we touched base. Now, let's go to lunch. Grace. Okay. Let me see. Okay, let me see. Let me track it down to see where it is, girl. So, going to lunch, and I don't know if I'm going to go to Lil D's or Rick Boys. I don't know which one is open yet. And I was going to take the grant writer downtown, down at City Hall, lunch, Miss Tiffany, because we've been working on some projects together, and I just wanted to say thanks. She didn't know, well, she doesn't know if that I was coming, but City Hall had an electrical outage today, and they won't be there till 1, so I don't know if I'll be able to catch her today. I'm good. Good to see you. You good to see you too. I'm supporting my Ward 1 food people.
Girl, you the busiest chick I know.
So my grandmother stayed down off of 31st in Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, so I remember her right at had that spot right down the street.
Yeah, we stayed right across from New Direction.
Yeah, right there with the Wilkersons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm finna try this strawberry lemonade Kool-Aid. I need a picture. I bring my picture. I'm gonna let my folks know I met you.
Yeah.
Okay. See you later, Mr. Mays. Okay. Oh, I didn't. I'm on. Yeah. Yeah, we sit on the city council together.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you. I am. On my way to
scheduled my committee meeting. I'm the chairperson for traffic and aviation. While I was out, I said, let me stop by here and see if I can reschedule. Good, how you doing? Well, like inclusive equipment that can be put on some parks, around some park stuff. And we wanted to, you know, we've been working trying to, maybe, they're not here yet. They're not supposed to be here to 1. Don't worry about what time it is. Okay, so thanks for spending the day with me. As you can see, I'm a normal person. I have a lot going on. Have 2 small children, but I make time to do the things that really mean the most to me, and my job, my city, my constituents, supporting small businesses, all have a special place in my heart. So I'm always do my part and do what I can to make sure that they know that the person they're elected is here for them.